Hi, it's Jay, and today we are going to do the mid-year freak out tag. Hello. So, ugh. Yes, today we're doing the mid-year freak out tag. Sorry, there's a bunch of books sitting here next to me, and like I sat down on them, and therefore needed to do all that business. But this is when we talk about our best and worst books and different questions. There are 14 questions here, and I am doing the original questions from the 2016 Midyear Freak Out Tag. I think that was when it was started. I'm not sure. Okay, so the best book of 2026 so far for me is gonna be Chlorine. Um, I didn't finish the book thinking it was the best book I read that year, but the fact that it's the only book I'm still thinking about that I've read this year in a good way is, fantastic. Like, even books that I remember and think about, I think I read them a while ago. Maybe because I just finished this book the beginning of the month. I don't know. But yeah, Chlorine is definitely the book that is the best one I read this year. Chlorine is about a girl who really thinks she should have been born a mermaid. Not like she should have been born a mermaid, but mermaids are her people, and that is where she belongs. She belongs in the water. She's obsessed with swimming. She joins the swim team as a young girl and sticks with it, and that's like her thing that she does. She's obsessed with this mermaid thing. It's very psychological. This is a horror book. Body horror is involved, as well as, like, I don't know, just it's basically body horror involved. It's a book where you kind of are not sure if this is supposed to have really happened or not. So, I mean, it's a book, of course it's fake, but you're a little unsure. Like, did that just happen? So, I liked Chlorine a lot. I didn't rate it 5 stars for whatever reason. I think I just didn't, but maybe I should have. I don't know. The second question is, what is the best sequel you read this year? So the best sequel I read this year is going to be The Truth of the Aleke. The Truth of the Aleke is the second book in the Forever Desert trilogy, written by Moses Osei Utomi. And that book is a novella. They're all novellas, nice and short. I don't really do well with series. Sometimes I think I just get tired of the same story, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. I just know there's a lot of series that I wanted to complete that I haven't. So I have one book left, The Memory of the Ogisi, and let's see how I do. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that this year. I don't feel like a burning need to close out the series and read the book, but I feel like the day will come. That day will come. The day will come. All right, so number 3 is a new release I want to read. And I don't really keep up with new releases like that, I'm gonna be honest. But I did realize there are a couple of books. No, you know what? This book I found, it's called That Which Feeds Us by Kayala Kendall. And it's like this gothic horror. I think it's like LGBTQ, maybe. It's young adult, and it's about like this island on Hawaii where rich people come to do rich people things, which is usually terrible. And yeah, I don't know what happens. I don't need to know much. It's gothic. It's Hawaiian. I'm in. So my most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I don't, like I said, anticipate releases. I just read what is available at the time. It might be a new book. It might be an old book. It might be a really old book. I don't know. But I did go searching for something coming out later this year just to have something to answer this question. And I did come up with this book, some church wife, something about the first lady something. I don't know. I'll show you the book cover over there. This one is about some woman married to a pastor and that sort of nonsense. Like, if you're from the Black community, you can just imagine what one of these mega pastors' wives is going through out here in these streets, in these spiritual streets. So I am looking forward to some church mess when I read this book. My biggest disappointment. Ooh, y'all, I was so disappointed. This is question number 5. My biggest disappointment this year is absolutely The Last Flight by Julie Clark. I was told that this book was going to be one of the best suspense books I ever read in my life. Thrillers, okay. And I was in there with them for a good little while. You see, I was reading. This is exactly where I left off. I could not bring myself to pick this book back up after one of the characters made a decision and took some actions that I just did not jive with. And I tried to convince myself to come back to this book, but no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to know. I don't care. I'm mad. I am so mad. Maybe disappointment, mad. I should tell y'all what makes me mad. So maybe let me know in the comments if you want a separate video with spoilers. I will have to spoil it to tell you why I'm mad. But commentary and spoilers on why this was such a disappointment. But this was my biggest disappointment. People love this book and they just don't see the things that I see, which is why I share my videos and watch other people's videos, because definitely don't be seeing some of this stuff y'all see in these books, but I be seeing my own stuff that other people don't see. So yeah, that's that question. Number 6, what was my biggest surprise this year? My biggest surprise this year is definitely going to be The Inhabited Woman. I loved this book. I loved this book so much, and it was a surprise because I just found it in the thrift store. I've never heard of this book before, never heard of this author, and decided I was going to give it a go. The back says, Lavinia is the inhabited woman, accomplished, independent, and fiercely modern. She's sheltered and self-involved until the spirit of an Indian woman warrior enters her being. Then she dares to join a revolutionary movement against a violent dictator, and through the power of love, finds the courage to act. This was like a character study, I should say. I don't think I've ever said that before. I love it. So one of the reasons I started my booktube channel was because I wanted to have better language around books and the things that I love in books. So I figured if I spoke to a camera on a regular basis about the books I was reading, I would get better at talking about books. And this is a character study. You get to see Lavinia slowly get radicalized into this political counter movement, and it's just magnificent. I loved this book, but I don't think about it as much as Chlorine. Maybe because I just finished reading Chlorine. I don't know though, but Chlorine made me feel so different. Like, yes, more books like that and more books like this. Love both of those books. Different ways though. But this was my biggest surprise because I just pulled this off a shelf in the thrift store and It was like one of the best books I've ever read. My favorite new to me author is going to have to be Danye Coles. I read her book, The Midnight Rooms, a couple months ago or last month or something, and loved it. Once again, gothic fairy tale vibes. A marriage with not enough information, just all the things that make you just salivate and know you're in for a wild ride. Yes, Midnight Rooms, Danye Coles. All right, so my newest fictional crush is nobody. I have no new fictional crush. It is Jubei Kibagami forever. It is never going to be anyone else. Get into it. Ninja Scroll. Do not watch the sequel. I don't know what that was. Stick with the original. Nothing after it. That's my crush. 9, your new favorite character. I'm going to have to go with Gunny Rose. I read An Easy Death by audiobook earlier this year. Of course, that's what this video is about, earlier this year. And she is just like the perfect mix of like unsure of herself or aware of her shortcomings and confident, but anxious. Like, she's so human. I really enjoy getting to know her and going on the journey with her of just being what do they call themselves? Gunslingers, maybe? I don't know what they call themselves. I know it was giving me Dark Tower vibes, and like what's his name? Roland. But yeah, Gunny Rose is my new favorite character. Well, a book that made me cry is Nada, Zip Zilch Zero. I'm too hard for that shit. No, I'm joking. I'm not too hard to cry at a book, but I haven't cried by a book in 2.5 years. The last time I cried at a book was Mecca by Susan Strait. That book had me crying and punching the air and sliding down the wall. So definitely threw that book across the room and sobbed to myself for a few minutes when a certain something happened. So if you want to feel like that, my advice is to read this book. But you might not feel that way. You got to be like a mother of a son. That would be cool. If you have a son, read this book if you want to cry. Okay. 11. What is a book that made me happy? The book that I read that made me happy this year is still in my book bag. Give me a second. Made me so happy. I just want to love it and squeeze it and hug it forever and ever and ever. Ina Garten's Be Ready When the Luck Happens. Y'all, I was sleeping on this book. I was like, oh, this lady gonna be all happy and shit. And I'm gonna be like, whatever. But she made me happy too. Oh my gosh. I really enjoyed this book. She talks a lot about her husband, Jeffrey, who we see on the show, Barefoot Contessa. She talks about how that name came to her when she bought the specialty foods shop, when she was doing like a career transition. She talks about rough spots in her relationship, how they first got together. She talks about, business failures, her successes. She talks about getting her book deals, getting the show deal, and making their dreams come true together, her and her husband. And I really loved it. She also talks about a rough childhood, so trigger warnings. But wow, this made me happy. I'm so glad I read this book. Yes. So 12, what is the most beautiful book you bought this year? Y'all, this cover is my everything. I love this cover. I don't know about beautiful, but oh my gosh. I just like staring at it. Now, am I going to read this book? How many pages is this? Oh, it's not even that long. Y'all, this book is 339 pages. I thought it was longer than that. I don't know why. This is Journey to the West, aka Monkey King, by Wu Xing. And this is about a mythical trickster god or something like that on a mission for immortality. And it's about more, but I don't like to be spoiled. So I read the first sentence and said, okay, I'm going to read it. Now, why do I want to read it? Because this book was written in like the 1500s and it's Chinese classical literature. And I need to read this, y'all. You need to read it too. Like, this is a Chinese classic. It's gorgeous. Look at the back, y'all. I know this story. That's the egg that Pan was in. And somebody like disturbed his sleep because there was all this chaos going on around him. And he like broke the egg and woke up and he was mad. Y'all, I used to be so into like Asian mythology when I was younger. And I had like an I Ching and I would throw my coins and look up my like day. I would do that daily. I had like a Tao Te Ching and I was like reading the different like sayings that are in there. Yeah, I have definitely had my time with Asian spirituality and mythology and reading their stories and Woman Gua. And oh my gosh, this is bringing back good memories. But this is my favorite. This is the most beautiful book, in my opinion, that I have purchased this year. Definitely. So, what do I need to read by the end of the year is what you're asking me. Is that what you're asking me? So, I got a few books I need to read before the end of the year. So I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to tell you the 3 books I need to read before the end of the year. I need to read this book, Mama Day. Mama Day has been on my mind all year, and I need to get her off my mind by reading it before the end of the year. Mama Day, why do I even pretend like I know what these books are about? This is about Georgia, an island off the coast of Georgia. This is about Black spirituality. This is about bringing somebody home to meet the family. I don't know. I don't know what the book is about. This is what I have gleaned so far. When we finish reading the book, we'll find out if I was right or not. I don't think it matters what the book is about. I think the book is good, and I'm going to find out. No, not this one. I need to read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison because I'm tired of people gushing about Toni Morrison and I can't gush with them because I haven't read any Toni Morrison. So this is a book that counts for one of my challenges and I need to read it so I can also be a Toni Morrison fangirl. Okay, I'm trying to join the club. I'm not hating from outside the club, but y'all gotta let me in, please. I'm not hating, I promise. All right, so last question. Last question. Who is your favorite book community member? Okay, so this one. Oh, shoot, I only told you about 2 books. The last book I need to read before the year is over is this one right here, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Did you know he was mixed? You ain't know that, did you? I put you on. So anyway, mixed with black. Anyway, yeah, this book big, y'all. This a big old book. Okay, this is the unabridged version. Ooh, and he's got Bible pages. And it is 1,462 pages long. So, me and this book, let me stop playing around. I'm feeling how heavy this book is. Y'all, I don't know about this year. I would have to dedicate like a whole month to this book solely. Like I wouldn't be able to be dipping in and out of the other books like I found myself doing for the first time this year. Oh my gosh, it's glorious. You get so many books done. You get so many stories read. And I can keep them straight. It's fine. But this one right here, I feel like deserves my undivided attention. But actually, if I gave this book undivided attention, I could probably get it done in like 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. 2's pushing it. 2.5 to 3 weeks, I could get this book done. So, yeah, we got that left. We only on like week 24 or something, right? Yes, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Yes, so yes. All right, now, last question. Who is my favorite person in the book community? And y'all, it took me a little while. I was going through my subscriptions. I was going through my favorited videos. And y'all, it just came to me. It's you. Yeah, you. You is smart. You is loyal. For real though, if you wasn't watching these videos, we wouldn't even exist. It's like that tree falling in the forest and nobody's there to hear it. Like if a booktuber makes a video and there's nobody there to watch it, does the booktuber even exist? It's you. Just hats off to you. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you. And I'm sure everybody else who does booktube appreciates you too. So give yourself a hand. You know what? You deserve a lollipop, a blow pop with the gum in the middle. You do. Any flavor you want. Tell them put it on my tab. All right, y'all. So that was a mid-year freak out tag. I am done freaking out. It is time to read my book club book, or I don't know, maybe I'll get started on one of them books. Oh, I just finished something. This one was so cool. Dead Beats. If you like graphic novels, I recommend this one right here. It is a horror music anthology. It's not the best stories in here, I'm gonna be honest, but some of this art is outstanding. All right, there's like 3 of them that I just love the art style. You know what? It's not that they're not good stories. They're not all scary. They're not all horror. Like some of them are kind of sentimental, but they're ghost stories. Some of them are like, I think that's what I'm not into. I don't want you to know that I'm sentimental about some things, okay? So if the author writes something sentimental and I feel some kind of way, it's like he knows. And that's why he wrote it like that. And I can't let you know. So automatically, if I feel some sentimentality coming through in the theme of the story, I'm going to start hating because I can't let you know that I'm a softie. So yes, I loved this. This was great. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm sorry. Yes. And me and my friend both agree I could be the shopkeeper. So I don't have the piercings, but you know, I've got the witchy vibes. I got the witchy vibes for you. Yes. Okay. That's it. Thank you for coming to my video. Bye-bye.